because right now in Reno, to rent or to buy, if you're in that ballpark of $1,600 to $1,800 roughly per month, you're going to have more purchasing power if you choose to buy as opposed to rent right now up in Reno. What I'm getting at is that we're probably going to see an uptick in pricing. We're probably going to see this trend in the market cycle continue for quite some time. Hey everyone, thank you for stopping by. This video is going to be really important. We're going to do a Reno real estate market update. You all are reaching out to me. You want to know, are we seeing a pricing bubble? Are we crushing coronavirus with metrics and statistics? Make sure you stick around because we're going to discuss the Reno real estate market in this video. Stay tuned. All right, hey everybody, Logan Williamson here representing Williamson Professional Real Estate Sales. Thank you for stopping by the channel. Hey, if you're not already doing so, make sure you follow me on Instagram. I put out a ton of cool content on Instagram. Make sure you follow and check it out there. If you are interested in talking about eXp Realty and the opportunity, make sure you go to wolfpackagent.com. And I'll tell you what, if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please click subscribe, click that little like button, click the notification bell so you're notified every time I come out with new videos, which I try to do weekly. And it's all going to be related to Reno real estate and information on what it's like to eat, sleep, work, play, and live up here in Reno, Nevada. Now, I'm getting people that are contacting me from all over the world that want to know all about Reno, Nevada, what real estate is doing up here, what the best places for families are, the best neighborhoods, recreational things to do for families, and I want to get you that information. If you want information about what it's like to be up here in Reno, certainly what the real estate pricing and the real estate market is doing, this is going to be the channel for you. Make sure you contact me. I want to hear from you, just like I'm hearing from people all over the world who are looking for more information about Reno real estate. You can send me a text, email. You can call me directly. All of my information is going to be in this video and below. I can't wait to chat with you soon, but we've got a lot to cover in this video, so let's dive right in. All right, everybody, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you being here. As promised, we're going to go through a Reno real estate market update. And I know a lot of you have been asking for this information. We're in the middle of a pandemic. We're seeing a lot of hiring freezes up in the area, but we're also seeing elevated prices that a lot of folks think are pricing bubble. Now, I want to discuss exactly based on the metrics and the numbers and the analytics what is happening up in the Reno real estate market. There are a couple of different data points that we'll discuss. As you can see, there are going to be 6 different things that we go through here. And I want to explain each one in a little bit of detail, with the most important, in my humble opinion, being number 6, and we'll get to that. Okay, so number 1, as far as new listings, we saw 655 new listings in June. Now, keep in mind, this is a market report for June 2020. July's numbers are going to come out shortly, and I'll get you those updated numbers. But what we're seeing from June 2020 is going to compare directly to June 2019. These are the different numbers that I'm going to give you here. So in June of 2020, this year, we saw 655 new listings hit the market. That's 791 in June of 19. So that's just over a 17% decrease from what we saw last year, with new inventory coming on the market as being listed in the month of June. Okay, number 2, as far as units sold. The number of units sold, meaning homes sold, in June 2020 was 541, down from 571 in June of 2019. That's a decrease in just about 5%. Okay, number 3, days to contract. We're looking at 40 days to contract as opposed to 43 in June of 2019. What does that mean? So there's a lot of different verbiage thrown around in real estate, and it's important that you understand the difference. So there's a difference between average days on market and days to contract. So every MLS, different metrics. So here in Northern Nevada, our MLS is using days to contract, average number of days to contract, meaning that if you list your home today, on average, it is going to take you 40 days to receive an offer and accept that offer. Now up here, we're seeing anywhere between 7 and usually 31-day escrows is kind of the norm, depending upon whether somebody is bringing financing, whether or not somebody is going to pay cash. That's all over the board and it's different. But up here, your average days to see the property go under contract is 40. Now, your average days on market is going to be elevated because that's also going to include that escrow period. So days on market means from the time the home is listed till the time the home closes and transfers ownership. Days to contract means from the time the home is listed until the time is an offer is accepted, and basically you have a ratified contract and you go under contract and open your escrow for your home. So that's going to be 40 days up here in Reno, Corona. The one that everybody wants to know, number 4, the median sales price up here. So what you're looking at for your standard 3-bedroom, 2-bath home up here is $405,000 in Reno. Now, what's that going to get you? That's going to get you anywhere between about 12 and 1,800 square feet. As mentioned, your standard 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. Now, at $405,000, that is up about 5,000 from last year in June when we were hovering at about 400,000. So you're seeing a little bit of an increase in your average price point. We've seen that over the course of the past going on 10 years up here in Reno. And it's probable that you will continue to see that. Now, once we get down and we start to look at the monthly supply of inventory, I'll talk about a couple things with the market cycle up here in Reno. It's atypical as far as the real estate market cycle is concerned, but we'll get into all that. Keep in mind, right now in Reno, your median sales price, and this is going to be all dependent upon neighborhood, but Reno as a whole, the Greater Reno area, your average sales price is $405,000. Okay, number 5. Where homes are selling. What is the percent of ask price, the listed price that homes are actually selling for? And you can see that we're above 98%. Now, this is a number that I don't take too seriously because as a real estate professional, it is my job to negotiate for you the best price or terms and to fight tooth and nail to make sure that I get you a proper deal. Now, when you're looking at a home being listed, let's say for $500,000 and selling for 98% of ask price, that could be for a number of different reasons. That could be negotiation through the inspection period. There could be repair allowances that are being credited at the end of the escrow. There could be simply a price reduction request. There could be people that come in and basically transfer title and do something with a quick claim deed or do all sorts of different things that are going to skew these numbers. But just keep in mind that before a home is listed, it is probable that a real estate professional has evaluated the comparable sales. They're not in outer space with their asking price. And if a home's asking price is reasonable, usually you will see that close price be between about 95 and 105% of ask. So this 98% is going to be very, very standard in most markets. Number 6, your MSI, meaning your monthly supply of inventory. And what does this mean? Let me explain this because it's very important. A monthly supply of inventory is going to tell you basically where a market stands if you're using the verbiage of are we in a seller's or a buyer's market, okay? Monthly supply of inventory is if no new homes were listed for sale, if 0 new homes came available for sale, how many months would it take based on the current buyer demand for everything that is active and available to be sold? Now keep in mind that in a healthy, stable market where you wouldn't consider it a buyer's or a seller's market, up here in Reno specifically, you're going to be looking at an MSI of between 5 and 6. So between 5 and 6 months roughly is going to be a stable market here in Reno. Now currently our MSI is 1.3, meaning that if no new homes hit the market, in 1.3 months, everything that is available for sale would be sold right now in Reno. So that means that there is very, very low inventory. So a lot of people are speculating that prices will decline over the course of the next, let's call it 12 to 18 months. And a lot of people think that demand will decrease, prices will decline, and everything will move in favor of the buyer. Now, what I want you to keep in mind is Reno, as mentioned and as I alluded to, is a very atypical real estate market. We've seen that. We're not looking at the standard 10 to 12-year market cycle up here. We're seeing USA Parkway and the Industrial Parkway grow. It's the largest industrial parkway in the United States right now. You can see it from space if you didn't realize that. Companies continue to move up here to northern Nevada, and with that, it brings an incredible amount of demand from people that are looking to get out of places like California for tax purposes and also follow these companies, or maybe they received a great offer with a new company up here, and they're all flocking to the area. Demand is very high. 3 out of every 4 buyers right now actively looking for a home in Reno are coming from out of state. That's why I'm talking to a lot of you through this YouTube channel, because you're finding me here and finding this information. But what I want you to keep in mind is that typically as prices increase, interest rates mirror that in the opposite direction, meaning that as prices continue to inflate, interest rates typically remain low or even get lower. So you are seeing a lot of purchasing power right now if you are looking at bringing a mortgage or bringing financing into your purchase. That being said, I've got a couple great lender partners I can introduce you to. We can open that conversation to figure out what financial plan is going to make the most sense for you. Because right now in Reno, to rent or to buy, if you're in that ballpark of $1,600 to $1,800 roughly per month, you're going to have more purchasing power if you choose to buy as opposed to rent right now up in Reno. Now, what normally happens in a real estate market is when your MSI, when your supply of inventory is very low, typically what happens is builders will come in, they will overbuild the area, and eventually inventory will exceed demand. And that's when you get into what would be considered a buyer's market. Now up here in Reno, they're trying to decrease urban sprawl. meaning they're trying to decrease high density and people basically living on top of each other on the outskirts of town. They want to keep these neighborhoods with some distance between the homes. They want to keep families feeling safe and secure and people feeling like they have a sense of privacy. So to decrease urban sprawl, these developers are building a lot of high density projects in the downtown, midtown area, and those will continue to develop. But what we're starting to basically think about here is if single family homes, if the inventory is not increasing due to builders, and if we're looking at a huge basically increase in condominiums and townhomes and a lot of the university students that are starting to buy in those different price points in those particular areas, that's going to mean that inventory is going to remain very low on the outside of town and in some of these suburban areas where inventory is already drastically low. What I'm getting at is that we're probably going to see an uptick in pricing. We're probably going to see this trend in the market cycle continue for quite some time. Now, if any one of us had a crystal ball that we could look into and tell you definitively what is going to happen with pricing and with demand, we'd all be living on some deserted island somewhere with, a castle. But the fact of the matter is nobody knows if the market is going to go upright, sideways, or diagonal. But based on trends that we're currently seeing up here in Reno, you can expect that pricing is going to be on an uptick for the foreseeable future, again, in my humble opinion. But MSI, 1.3 months, very, very low. All right, hey everyone, so thank you for stopping by the video. I hope that was somewhat helpful. I hope it wasn't too long-winded. I'm gonna try to start doing these every month so you guys are updated with all the up-to-date, up-to-speed, accurate information with what's going on with the market update. If you have any specific questions about the Reno real estate market, maybe you have questions about listing your home for sale before moving to Reno or anything related to real estate, I wanna talk to you. All my contact information is gonna be below. If you haven't already done so, please click that like button, comment, subscribe, you name it. I would love for you to be involved and active with this channel. I put all this content out for you guys. If you have questions, if you have content that you would like to see, please comment below. I'll try to get videos out for you. If you have questions for me specifically, call, text, or email. If you'd like free copies of my buyer's or seller's guide, please comment below. I'll go ahead and get those sent to you. But otherwise, the Reno real estate market is what we would consider hot. It's an awesome place to live. There's a ton of recreation and things to do up here. It's a great place to raise a family. I would love to chat with you if you guys are considering Reno for your next place to live. Make sure you stick around this channel because I come out with valuable stuff every week, and I will talk to you soon.